Hello, hello. Happy Labor Day out there. 2-5 Sports Reports is ordered. Like, review, subscribe, share. Today, just want to talk to you about a few topics, so let's get right to it. So, first of all, this summer, we've seen drama galore all over the association. It all started with the NBA draft. Damian Lillard, was he going to ask to leave Portland? Was he going to stay? Was Portland going to trade the pick? Were they going to get Scoot Henderson? Then you had James Harden in Philly, playing with the reigning defending MVP. No way he's going to ask outright, especially after he opts in when he had the ability to become a free agent, right? Like, no way he's going to ask for a trade after the fact. Then, of course, we learned that there were some things in place that he thought that turned Daryl Morey into a liar. But now we travel over to Milwaukee, 2 years removed from an NBA title. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 56 points in Game 6, came back from 2-0 down against Phoenix, Finals MVP, to go along with his 2 MVPs, with his Defensive Player of the Year, making the city of Milwaukee irrelevant to where I had to refer to them as Milwaukee instead of calling them Bootleg Chicago. Right? So Giannis put it out there in the universe that he and the organization need to be on the same page, or else that could lead to him hitting the road. Okay, that makes sense, right? You want to be aligned with the people making the decisions as you try to win more championships. But I guess that's just the old guy in me. Why all of it got to be public? Like, why not have a conversation with the owner or GM in private? Like, if something leaks, that's one thing, but you said it to the public, especially after you lost in the first round to an 8 seed. Granted, we know your back was hurt, so I don't want to knock you too much for that. But the point being, you came back, and we remember Game 4 where you threw the ball away because you didn't want to shoot the free throws. We remember, Games 4 and 5, you had a 16-point lead in both games. That had nothing to do with the organization. That had nothing to do with anybody but you as the leader of this team. Now, with that being said, should Milwaukee look into trading Giannis? Maybe not at this moment, but once we get to the trade deadline, why not? It's all fair game. Because when I look at this, Drew Holiday making $31 million or $33 million a year right now, contract runs out the end of 2024, 2025, has already said previously that he's going to retire, or that he's thinking about retiring at the end of his current contract, right? Then you got Chris Middleton coming off of injuries in back-to-back seasons, getting another year older, decline, probably going to start here, only average 15 points this season, now making, 31 million a season. Is Chris, now that's a great deal considering what's about to happen to the tax and the salary cap, but I don't know if I want to pay Chris Middleton that much money. But Chris Middleton is also Giannis's partner and the late game closer, so you can't get rid of Giannis. Brook Lopez, 35 years old. So I would start this season, if I was Milwaukee, championship or bust. And I hate to do that because I know how hard it is to win a championship. I know it's not a guarantee and it's not a birthright. But at this stage, Giannis's contract has a player option 2024, 2025, which is the same time that Drew Holiday contract runs out. And you don't want to end up like Dame, like Harden, as far as if you're Milwaukee, because Damian put it out there that he only wants to go to Miami. Harden only wants to go to the Clippers. So you don't want Giannis to put you in that boat where you're not going to get anything worth anything back for him, or you don't want him to walk for nothing unless he just takes the hard line and says, no matter where you trade me, I'm not going to re-sign. This is where we are in the NBA. So usually I try to be pro player, because here in the civilian world, I'm a worker. So, I can empathize with labor somewhat. But at this point, I think I'm just getting sick and tired of these players thinking that they could put a gun to the organization's head Because what does that even mean? Like, what would Chris Middleton net you in a trade if you did trade him? What would Drew Holiday net him in a trade if you do trade him? Because he said that he wants to retire as a Buck. So now if you trade him, future players are going to hold that against the organization that they didn't allow Drew to do that. So right now, Milwaukee's going to end up between a rock and a hard place. So I say, let's just get it moving now.